Greetings, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome back to another video. I trust that you have been doing well. Before we go ahead and get started, I did want to mention a few things regarding the energies. So please note that this is a general reading for those who resonate with the sign of Capricorn, meaning this message will not resonate with every Capricorn out there. If this is not your story, please do not try to make it fit. Tarot is energy work, meaning that we want to ensure that we're using it maturely and responsibly. These messages are intended for growth, love, and empowerment. So let's give a great love and honoring. Let's begin your reading. All right, Capricorn. So what we're going to start first here with is one card from the theme deck. So we're just going to get the overall mood for the month of September or whenever you receive this message. As I always say, time is not linear. So this message could resonate at any time that it is received. So please give me one card. Okay. So we have two, the Death card, which is also known as transformation, okay? And what I want to say is significant about this particular one is if you see here, this woman's been blinded and she's actually cutting off this cord. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this string that runs across, okay? And she has these scissors in her hand. And so it's a red thread. And oftentimes this red thread, it can represent karmic cords that we have with other people, places, things, anything in our past, especially things that no longer serve us. So I think that this woman is really, if this is you on your side of things, Capricorn, you are choosing to really release past experiences in order to progress and move forward. And so this is really a transformation that's taking place for you. And we're going to go ahead now and pull one card from the reading cards, okay? So please give me one card for Capricorn. What else does Capricorn know? Please give me one card. All right, so we have 26 wisdom, okay? And it says, experience and failure lead to wisdom. Apply wisdom to a present situation. Learn from the spirit world and its collective knowledge. So that's also perhaps why this Death card is coming up, because this does speak to that realm of things, the unconscious, the unknown, right? And that's oftentimes why people associate death with fear, right? Because it's the type of thing that is unknown, and so therefore it's frightening to people because they do not understand it. It takes a lot of wisdom to understand this process. Every time that we go to sleep at night, every time that we even breathe, we go through a whole birth, life, death, and rebirth process. And so that's kind of the wisdom that's found in all things. That's the same process that flowers go through, trees go through, the seasons, etc. All things in nature go through this regeneration process. And so therefore we do too. And so I see that for a lot of you, that's what I was saying, is there's definitely a deep transformation taking place for you at this time. Okay, and we have on the bottom, for those of you who are curious, intuition. So it says, look at areas in your life that need decisive action. Search your heart for the right answers, and listen to messages that come from your intuition and follow through. Okay, so that is your advice. So now we're going to go ahead and begin with the reading. We're going to pull 3 cards from the Dorian Virtue Angel Oracle deck. We're going to see what the tone looks like for you and the person that you may be dealing with. And then we'll go ahead and pull some cards for the feminine energy, the masculine energy, and we will also check out the dynamic between the two of you. Okay, what brings you together, what may be pulling you apart, and any additional information. And then we'll finish the reading out with some oracle cards as advice. So we have here flirt, okay, and it says extend your lighthearted energy to others. So maybe this is the process that you've already gone through, Capricorn, is that you've transformed a lot in your journey due to past experiences and things like that. And so now you're kind of emerging, and I really see this as you being more, into your own attraction and more into yourself, if you will. So you're really expressing who you are and shining and things like that. So I do see that you're going to have a lot of attraction energy around you. Okay, so please give me one more card for Capricorn. What must Capricorn know? Also too, what's pulling me right now is, again, because you're kind of emerging from this dark place, I find, and you're cutting the cords from things that no longer serve you, right? And that's granted you the wisdom, because we have this dragonfly here. And so the story of the dragonfly goes is that it's a story of metamorphosis. When a dragonfly is born, it's actually born as a larva inside of the water, and it lives its whole life thinking it's simply a larva, and it doesn't know that it's about to take this great transformation. And so one day it mysteriously just walks outside of the water and crystallizes and doesn't even know what process it's going through. And then essentially one day it's born as a dragonfly. And we know that these dragonflies, they have a very majestic geometry to them. And there's a lot of sacred knowledge behind that symbology. But essentially what it's speaking to is that when the dragonfly is born, even those little bits of water that remain inside of it from when it was just a larva, that's that wisdom, right? Because that actually is the, I guess you can say, tissue or material that's actually used to construct those beautiful wings that dragonflies have. And so I see very much for you, Capricorn, that you are spreading your wings. You are actually evolving into who you truly are. And I think for a very long time, you thought you were going down a completely different path. Okay, so that's very powerful. Please give me one more card for Capricorn. So we have here forgiving and learning. And it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. That was exactly what I was talking about. This is kind of that key of wisdom that you've been granted because you've gone through your trials and tribulations and you've become wiser because of it. And you've forgiven and learned, right? So rather than looking at past experiences as things that should be negative or bad, what you're actually choosing to look at them now as lessons, right? Things that had to be learned in order to bring yourself to where you currently are and evolve into the person that you truly want to be. Right? So this is, as they say, if you want to be the person you truly desire, then the old you must die. Essentially, you have to cut off those things because they no longer serve you. And not to look at these things or these characteristics, as I always say, as negative, right? At one time and place, your desires, your hopes, your dreams, what you were interested in, they all serve their purpose for that time and that place. So you give gratitude for them and you move forward into the future, knowing that essentially the lesson has been learned because you can forgive and understand and show compassion when necessary. Okay, so we have worth waiting for, and it says divine timing is at work in your love life. So for you, Capricorn, I see that very much because of this transformation and really this, again, these wings are appearing here. And I believe that there's also, yes, some angels as well here. So I really see that you are coming to higher levels of knowledge of self. And that's really what even probably brought you here to this message today. And so with this divine timing being at work in your love life, I see that very much because you focused your energy so much within towards becoming the person that you truly desire to be, you're going to attract somebody who really resonates with your path and where you're at in life. And it will feel like divine timing because this person will so perfectly fit into the role that is necessary. Okay, so beautiful to see. And on the bottom it does say children, so it says your love life is being affected by children. So some of you out there may have children and things like that, and this is also a process that you've gone through with them, is that you're able to now be yourself, and you're also teaching this to your children. But also I always say this card doesn't necessarily just speak to children in general. This can speak to any sort of thing in one's life that is very precious to them and requires a lot of their time and attention. So we will get more regarding that and see what this could be speaking to. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead here and pull some cards from the tarot, and we're going to see what energies we have surrounding the feminine at this time. Okay, so we will take this first one. We have strength. We have 9 of Cups, and we have the 7 of Swords. Okay. All right. So what I'm seeing right now is that definitely while you're going through this transformation process, it may be a painful process for some of you, because as I mentioned, right, and especially because death was that first card that came through, you may be very much feeling like you're ending out some sort of chapter cycle in your life, and it could be something that's requiring you to be very strong and very sure of yourself. But I do see that you're pulling through, okay? Whatever the situation was that maybe is causing you to go through this major change now, initially it could have seemed like something that was very much a wish fulfillment. It did fulfill you. It did make you feel happy. Okay. But what I'm seeing is that you are having to leave something behind. And there was some things that were lost as well. So maybe this could be actual possessions even, and things of that nature, but we will get more to see what is going on with that. Okay. Also too, with the 7 of Swords that we have here, Capricorn, we do know that that can also speak to essentially you take what you can and you leave the rest behind. So meaning that for some of you, you really might have felt like you had to escape from a certain situation. So we will get more to see what that could be speaking to. Please give me one more card for Capricorn. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups. Definitely, as I mentioned, whatever this previous thing was, you were very authentic regarding it. You were very open about your feelings and your passions. I do see it very much as a previous romantic connection. Perhaps it is with somebody that you had children with, or they have children. And what I'm seeing is that for whatever reason, this situation may have been imbalanced and you had to, you know, cut your losses and move forward with your life. Okay. So please give me one card here. Okay. So we have Ace of Swords here. Okay. So definitely, as I mentioned, even if this process was a painful one, or this is something that you are currently going through, you are going to gain such a high level of clarity from it, right? Because again, the Ace of Swords does speak to victory. It does speak to having a sense of clarity and potential to really make things happen and to manifest, okay? So I think that this is really what I'm feeling here, is that you're kind of having to wipe the slate clean and start over again. And even though it's a painful transformation, it's actually the transformation that is necessary for you, okay? And then we do have the Page of Cups. Okay, so this can speak to good news coming in, or some element of surprise. So what I'm seeing is that either way, there is going to be something delightful to you, or delightful coming in. And for some of you, it could be related to children, but either way, I do see that there is some element of surprise that you should be expecting. And it could be speaking to reunion as well, right? We do have the Three of Cups. So definitely whatever this news is, it's going to give reason to celebrate, reason to spread joy and things like that. So there is definitely, in all this transformation that you've been going through, there is definitely reason to celebrate for you, okay? So very beautiful to see, Capricorn. The energy for you, I see that you are headed in the right direction, and you've done what is necessary to make this happen for yourself, right? You've made painful decisions, but you did what was best for you. So this is really good to see here, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and pull some cards here for the masculine. We're going to see what masculine energies could be approaching you, Capricorn, and any additional information. Okay, so let's go ahead here. What energies must Capricorn know about? Okay, so we have the Empress and the Two of Cups here. Okay, so very much this person that you met, Capricorn, they do see you as very much an Empress, okay? So we'll get that clear out of the way. The connection that they feel towards you and the way they view you, they know that you are an ideal mate, an ideal person. You have a lot of beautiful and abundant qualities, okay? So whether or not you can recognize that at all times, Capricorn, especially as you go through your transformation, as I mentioned, when you grow your wings, okay, this person is really seeing that, and we do have even more wings here, but this person does feel a twin flame connection to you, and this is going to be due to, again, this abundance energy that you're pulling forward. So you are definitely, as I mentioned, this flirt is here. You're really attracting a lot to yourself right now, or you will be. And that's because you're really just adapting to your new life. Okay, you're adapting to what the reality has pretty much given you up until now, and then you're, as you detach from expectations and you just become clear about what your focus is, right? Because that's what happens oftentimes with things that we have to leave behind, is that sometimes whether or not we want these things, they are blocking us from our true happiness, right? And so what I'm seeing is, because you're doing that, you're really putting out this energy of being very vibrant, being very attractive, and this is why this person wants to connect with you, okay? So let's see here. Please give me one more card. What must Capricorn know at this time? There's too many, so I'm not going to take them. Please give me one more card. What must Capricorn know? Okay, so we have Temperance. So there could be some sort of union or reunion with an individual Capricorn. But overall, what I'm seeing is that also too, this person could be either Taurus, Libra, or Sagittarius we have here. And again, we are seeing a lot more of these wings, right? And what I'm really seeing is that this transformation that you've gone through, it's really set your mind free in a certain way. It set you free, and it set your soul free, really, because perhaps what once fulfilled you and what you thought you wanted, as I said, it served its purpose. But now that it's over, and you know, you've done the difficult work of healing from it, you're actually coming to realize, and like pretty much that clarity is coming through, that's showing you that there's actually something that's so much more aligned for you, and really serves a higher purpose. Okay, so that's really beautiful to see here. Oh wow. All right, so we have here the Hermit. Okay, what I'm seeing too is, like I said, so on this person side of things, Capricorn, they've done a lot of introspection. They've done a lot of healing in their own way, right? So they've definitely been in a different place. They're already having a lot of major arcana show through. So I see that this person has really had a deep change. And even the connection that they've had with you, it's very much influenced them as well. So they've felt the need to do a lot of introspection because of you. And I think that's why they're desiring to have this union, because you really help them grow as a person. Okay. All right, so I will take the two that came up. So we have the Four of Pentacles and we also have the Ten of Wands. So what I'm seeing is that for this person, for a long time, financial factors could have been something that they were dealing with, perhaps their stability or their structure, or they may have had to provide a lot for those around them and they've really had to take on the load alone. So what I'm seeing is that that's a cycle that they're ending out, however, right? Because the Ten of Wands does speak to ending out that cycle, right? And so essentially, this person has definitely carried a lot of different things with them for a very long time. And I think that because of this Hermit energy of them going in and doing the healing, doing the meditation, connecting, right? Because the light that's inside of here is the Merkaba, right? That's the symbol of the soul. And so essentially this person has used their soul to guide them to where they are now. And that's why they want to, again, come into that connection with you. We have the symbolism of these two cups being shared twice between the Two of Cups and Temperance, right? So it's really speaking to the two of you merging together on a higher level. So this is really beautiful to see, okay? But definitely what this person's release was, or what they have had to do, or what they need to do, is essentially end out this cycle of taking on the burden all alone. I see that this person may not necessarily they may not really express so much what they're going through, but they've been through many difficult things in their life, and they're very strong. However, on the outside, they appear to be very stable and they hold their ground. And I see this person is very grounded, right? Because we do have this earth energy here. So this person is very strong. They are able to take on a lot. And what they're learning, though, is that it's okay to be vulnerable with you. They're learning that it's okay, and that's what they feel with you, is that they can explore deeper parts of themselves when they're with you, Capricorn. So that's amazing to see. And on the bottom here, yes, so this person has very much been in an introspective phase of their life. They've definitely had an awakening, or they're upon, or they're seeking some sort of awakening. So I see that this is why that divine timing is going to come at hand, because I feel that you guys are very much on a similar journey, and that's why essentially you will be brought together in this divine union. Okay, so we're going to get a couple more cards here to see the dynamic between the two of you. We'll see what energies bring you together, what it may be keeping you apart at this time, and any additional information. All right, so we do have death again. Okay, so like I said, the theme overall, for me, death is not the mundane meaning of it, because in esoteric knowledge, or just in spirituality and gnosis, if you will, we know that death is simply a window to another birth, right? Usually 10, right? We look at the number 1 and 0. So it's a door closing and a new door or portal opening, okay? So essentially for both of you, I feel that there was things that really you had to end out. And this could even be just speaking to recent events in life, right? For a lot of people, their lives have shifted over the past few months, and pretty much what's been cleared for them and the way that they've transformed is that they now know more of what is important to them, and, you know, they put away again those things that no longer serve them. So I'm seeing that both of you guys have really gone through this transformation, and you're coming out of it as high vibrational beings. Okay. So please give me one more card here. All right. So we have the Three of Pentacles, okay? And we have Judgment, okay? So before we get to that Three of Pentacles there, Capricorn, I know you guys saw it. What we want to look at first here is just that there's some symbology coming forth here a couple times now. So we have these ribbons that are wrapped around these people in this Judgment card, right? And we also have this woman here. Again, you can't see it, but she has holding scissors, cutting this red cord. So this is very much speaking to both of you. And this might be, again, what that is speaking to of that children, or just both you and your person, or maybe just you on your side of things, Capricorn, may have had karmic cords that needed to be taken care of, right? There was connections that were made that needed to be resolved and forgiven and learned from, right? Because we do have the forgiving and learning card. So what I'm seeing is that in the subconscious, that's really what happened, is that both of you, and I see it in the recent past, kind of have had this, I guess, wake up call, if you will, right? Because the trumpet is being played here in the judgment card. So it speaks to a wake up call and, you know, having to face the music, if you will. So really what this is saying is that for a lot of people, they're really woken up and they were really seeing what it is that's truly valuable to them. And that's actually what's drawing you and your soulmate in together, because you guys share the same values and beliefs. Okay. And we have here the Three of Pentacles. So definitely, I do see it as, like, in terms of physical connection, you guys will be very, very much in tune. Okay. And that's kind of this merging of the masculine and feminine that I'm seeing here. So this person, you know, again, it's going to be a very passionate, very sincere type of connection, and it's going to be on multiple levels, right? Intimately, spiritually, mentally, all those beautiful things. So definitely, I think that's kind of this element of worth waiting for, is that you guys had to do certain transformations, and that's the reason why you're connecting now, is because you've both really come into higher states of maturity, right? And this person, though, more so Capricorn, I see that you're a little bit further ahead on your journey in terms of where you're at. You've made decisions to leave certain things behind, and you've really been strategic, where this person is still kind of more in a contemplative state, where there's still a few things that they need to put away, right? And deal with on their side of things. So essentially they're ending out a cycle, whether or not they're aware of it. And that's how this new chapter in their life is going to begin. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pull one card from the angelic messengers. We're going to see what advice we have for you, Capricorn. Also, these cards were pre-shuffled for those of you who are curious. Please give me one card for Capricorn. What must Capricorn know? Any advice for Capricorn? Okay, we got two. Lucky you. No. Let's see here. We have Goddess of the Sacred Path. Okay, it says let go of logic and trust your intuition. And we have Angel of Guidance. Okay, it says a renewed sense of direction and purpose will soon manifest. So that's what I'm saying, okay? I just want to address this one first here. It's telling you, Capricorn, that maybe you may have felt lost in certain aspects of your life, or you've had to transform something or end out a certain cycle or thing. And so what this is letting you know is that really you're going to come into a new sense of purpose. You're going to have a higher purpose, and you're really going to be clear on what it is that, you know, is your service to humanity, if you will. Okay. And with the Goddess of the Sacred Path, let go of logic and trust your intuition. Okay. So both of these figures, they have their third eye activated, their Ajna chakra, whatever term you want to use for it. Essentially what it is showing is that they are awakened beings, right? They can see beyond the veil, if you will. And so in knowing that, this is where your higher sense of purpose is going to come from, because you're going to understand this connectedness and understand that you are energy, and that there's energy all around you, right? And so if you learn how to master these energies within you and without you, then therefore you can manifest and create what the reality that you really want. Okay. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead here now and pull one more card from the Moonology deck, just to see any other guidance or advice that we have. Please give me one card for Capricorn. What must Capricorn know? All right, so we have show the world the real you. Okay, it says full moon in Aquarius. So this is what I'm saying, because you are coming into these higher levels of self-knowing and self-knowledge, and you're feeling very confident, you're going to attract in people who are truly aligned with who you are as a person. So this is just indication that you need to continue being in this Empress energy, because that is you right now, Capricorn. Okay, you are attracting a lot. And it's also coming from a place of groundedness, right? Because this does speak to Mother Nature as well. So when we look upon nature, again, we can reflect upon ourselves, because all things in nature are also connected to us. And so essentially she is very grounded, right? And that's what makes her the queen of all queens, is because she knows who she is. And that's what makes her the divine feminine. So when you show the world the real you, and you know who you are, and you have full faith that what is meant for you is yours, this is how you align with your true destiny. Okay. All right. Beautiful. And we're going to pull one final card here from the Sacred Mysteries. All right, so we have 3 creation. Okay, so that's Brahma. And I'm actually going to read for you, Capricorn. Please excuse me. All right, so we have 3 creation. All right. So this is the Sacred Mysteries deck for those of you who are curious, and we're going to see the practice for you. So this is for additional healing for those who seek it. All right. So we have Brahma, okay? The 4 heads reflect Brahma's position as the Lord of creation. They represent the physical self, the rational self, the emotional self, and the intuitive self. In each of his 4 hands, Brahma carries a blessing. His hand mudra, a mudra is stylized position in which he holds his hands and his fingers, removes fears and insecurities. From his pot, sacred water pours forth. The lotus emits the scent of purity, and his scrolls recount divine wisdom. The cry that awakens one's birth opens the creation storybook of life. Finding truths and patterns woven into the tapestry of personal narrative can strengthen self-knowledge. Uncovering and following the guidance of your heart's longings helps you solidify a vision of what you want most to create or accomplish. Feeling how you connect with this chakra's energy and balancing mental and physical sensations and worldly and spiritual understanding can help you bring the right energy into your decisions. It's time to develop your visions for the future in ways that just might lead to an extraordinary reality. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. This is very much that sense of divine timing, right? Because this creation energy is going to come forward. Really, it's going to feel as though it's something that you can't really explain, right? It's going to be very much a synchronicity, as I mentioned before, Capricorn. This person's going to very much fit into your life and be the person that you are needing at that time, okay? So very beautiful to see here. And also for those of you who are curious, this speaks to the Muladhara chakra, which is your root chakra. So that has to do with our primal instincts, our survival instincts, our sense of self-worth, and again, that groundedness, right? So if you are feeling a struggle at this time as you go through your transformation, feeling grounded, again, the best practices for this is always going back and connecting with nature. The more often you do that and the more you become present and you appreciate all that's around you, the more grounded you become and the more clearly these intuitive hits and these insights will come towards you, okay? So as always, thank you so much, Capricorn, for letting me share this reading with you. I learned so much. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and do share this video with anybody that you feel would resonate with it or be helped by it. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at optimistic_tarot for more information regarding, weekly updates and things like that. And I just wanted to say for you, Capricorn, I really do see that it's in the cards that you're going to be connecting with somebody who really deeply appreciates who you are. And not just on a physical sense, though they will be very physically attracted to you. I see that this person is going to appreciate you for your heart. And that's because you are aligning and you're being very authentic to yourself. So that's amazing to see. And I hope that you continue to stay empowered. I know you will. Thank you so much and take care.